Hey guys, this is Andre from the Trading Crew, and on this channel we look at stocks I love, stocks you love, and stocks nobody should love. So today I really want to have a look with you guys at Bitcoin and whether or not we're facing more of a hefty correction, even from these levels that we haven't been seeing in quite a while for Bitcoin. I don't want to say that it's gonna crash. Obviously, please don't be mad at me for throwing some potential warning signs out there. I just want to make sure that you guys are prepared in case of a correction and are able to buy in at the lower levels if you believe that Bitcoin is or has the potential to go back to previous highs. So with that being said, let's jump into TradingView here and have a look at how the current setup looks like and what I'm most afraid of and what I'm paying attention to. So the first thing I want to have a look at here is the fact that the first average VWAP line that we drew in a few videos ago, definitely go back and have a look at those videos. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're gonna be able to get a lot of information from them. But as we can see, the first VWAP here is definitely proving challenging for the bulls to go past. There's a lot of supply here, so for the bulls it's proving quite difficult to go past this. As we can see, every single time we touch it, there's a retracement. We touch it again, there's another retracement. Then let's see how next week is gonna look here. But with this being said, the one that I want to have a look at and show you guys especially is the Bitcoin futures. So as you guys can see, there's a gap here on the daily chart that's really close to the 300-day SMA line. So with this being said, and with usual knowledge of the fact that retracements and gap fills do happen quite frequently, this is a level that I would definitely pay attention to. And even the MAs look like they're starting to dip here, and we're seeing that some of them are starting to be pointing almost downward, but definitely sideways instead of up, which is going to probably mean a short-term, at least a short-term bearish sign here. Again, that being said, another really important thing that I want to highlight here would be the fact that we're starting to look at what is really conjuring up to look like a head and shoulders pattern here. So this is definitely something that we want to pay attention to. If the head and shoulders pattern does happen, it's potentially gonna mean quite a hefty retracement. So on the daily, it almost doesn't look like it's gonna happen, but then if we have a look at the weekly and zoom in a little more here, it looks like it's quite a bit more evident that it might potentially happen. So if the head and shoulders pattern happens, what usually tends to do is my bad, let me take a straight line here, that this neckline here is going to be a resistance point, so we might potentially see the stock go lower from here. So with the two signs combined, the fact that we're looking at a gap over here and the neckline forming for what could potentially become a head and shoulders pattern, definitely be careful about any future investments in Bitcoin. I'm not saying not to do it, just do it in a conservative way, do it in a way that won't totally blow up your account if Bitcoin does go lower here. I definitely would encourage you to stay away from margin for this in particular, and then obviously try to average down as frequently as you think makes sense for something like Bitcoin and for your portfolio. I do absolutely think that if you haven't been buying into Bitcoin and maybe you were looking at it in the 50,000-60,000 range and were thinking, why didn't I buy Bitcoin earlier? Now is as good a time as any to establish an initial position, but don't go all in. Again, be very careful about this potential retracement here, but I think it's fine if you want to just establish an initial position that's maybe 5% of what you plan on investing in Bitcoin if things go your way. So maybe start with a 5% now or one of these days, and then wait for it to show signs whether it's gonna continue going high here, or whether it's gonna be more of a bearish period for Bitcoin and it's gonna retrace back to this $25,000 range. With Bitcoin especially, it doesn't really have a value beyond the one that supply and demand create for it. It's really difficult for us to establish anything. There's no DCF that you can do on Bitcoin to establish its intrinsic value, so it's really important to pay even more attention here. That wraps it up for today, guys. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next videos. Take care.